Where's the trust? Alright, so there's a serious issue like with the collective between men and women. Obviously we can see it here, but people aren't understanding that it's stemming from like a spiritual issue that we have. It's a much bigger problem that we're having, and it's not just about people disagreeing with each other and not being able to see eye to eye. We're in a space where we have never been ever in life. I feel like there's always kind of been like a fear or a worry of not doing necessarily the best thing or the right thing in a situation or in any circumstance, because we know, God forbid, something might happen to you. You might go to hell or whatever the case may be. Today we're really living in a time where it's so bad that we're having people that genuinely claim that they have faith in God walking around here mistreating people and not even being able to identify the fact that they're mistreating people and they're not that much of a great person. And it's about the inner work that's not being done, right? There's no inner work being done on self for a lot of people. And this is the reason why we constantly keep seeing the same energy inside of the collective reading. And I'm trying to like steer clear from words that push blame on one group of people, because it's not about that. I feel like when it comes to our spiritual wellness, we're not good at all. You know, we used to say how we wanted to be with a God-fearing person, and I don't feel as if anyone cares anymore. It's like I feel like there's a lot of devil worshippers on this earth, and when I say that, I mean like they're worshiping his, I don't want to say philosophies, but his mindset in a sense. It's like you say you believe in God, but every single thing that you do is like devilish. It's weird. Like, for example, you claim you believe in God, you claim that you're a Christian or a spiritual worker that believes in God or whatever the case may be, but at the same time you're comfortable gossiping about people negatively. You feel me? Everybody gossips, everybody has judgment. You feel what I'm saying? But there's a positive way to do any and everything. You feel what I'm saying? Even if it's the worst of situations, there's always a better way to do it. Like, for example, you see that you have a family member that's going through something, they're struggling with something mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever the case may be. And instead of talking about what you guys can do to assist or aid them, y'all are laughing and playing around as if something can't happen to this person at any given time. Shit like that. It's like, where's your real faith in God when the way that you treat his people is not up to par? The way that you treat yourself is not up to par. You feel what I'm saying? There's a lot of that. It's a spiritual issue rather than it being a social issue that we're having with each other. It's definitely a issue with the spiritual. There's a lot of people walking around here that unknowingly are worshiping the devil in a sense, and it might sound so extreme, like, oh my God, you're talking about people worshiping the devil just because they did this. And nah, I don't do all the right things all the time. Nigga, I smoke. You know, I've tried to quit numerous times, but that's something that I do. That's one of my vices. But you know what I do? Because I know that this is something that I would like to get over. I know that this isn't something that's necessarily good for everyone else. So I don't force people to smoke. I've never in my life like pressured anybody to smoke or anything like that. I'm very careful with how I do it. I only smoke inside of my space. I'm not one of those people that like walking around smoking weed and stuff. Like, I can smoke it in my space and stuff, so that's great. But even back then, it's like, nah. Like, anybody could tell you I didn't prefer that. I didn't like that. That's not really my thing. Although I have done it, it's not really my thing, and I would have always tried to steer clear from that, just because of respect for others that don't partake. So there's a way that you could go about any and everything to show God, like, yeah, I understand. I understand, and I fuck with you, and I'm gonna listen to you, and I'm gonna follow the steps and the path that you feel me, put in front of me. When you go off of that though, here's what it looks like. It looks like men and women constantly going back and forth with each other about issues that's really internal. It's like a lot of people keep going back and forth with each other, but I'm not seeing anyone creating these spaces that we would like to be in. As women, are you creating these spaces for other women to feel safe and comfortable, as the way how you want for men to treat women? Are you creating that space for women? For men, the way that you want for women to treat men, are you creating these spaces for other men, or are you just talking about it? And when I say that, I mean the way that you deal with people, the way that you deal with your fellow brother and your fellow sister. How are you doing that? Is it in the way that you claim you want everyone to treat men and how you want everyone to treat women? Probably not. I know there's stuff I could work on, especially when it comes to my delivery. Sometimes I'm very blunt, but I understand everybody is not, receptive when it comes to people being this blunt. So for certain individuals, I might have to tone it down a little bit. And shoot, I'm on a camera. I don't know who's watching at any point in time, so I might just have to turn it down overall. And that's something that I might just have to work on at some point in time. It's just like, what are we doing individually to create these spaces that we're desiring for ourselves, for our fellow brother and fellow sister? As a man, you claim that you want women to be this, that, the third, whatever. What spaces are you creating for women to feel comfortable, to be the ideal woman? For women, you said you want men to be this way, or you want them to act this way, or whatever. And I'm not gonna really put too much on y'all, because I'm not trying to force blame on men, but I'm not gonna put too much on women, because women have created plenty of spaces. Women created spaces for men that men did not create for themselves when it comes to their spiritual and emotional well-being. They care more about men's spiritual and emotional well-being than they care about their own spiritual and emotional well-being, which is a problem. They know that. They take advantage of it. It's kind of like when you're a kid and your mom bringing a whole thing of cookies and she say, hey, you could have some, but she don't tell you how much you could have. So you just keep going back in there and eating it off, and you keep going back in there and eating it off, because there was no limitation put on it. Right? There was no limitation put on these cookies. She said I could have some. Nigga, some could mean I could eat all of it until there's only one left. Like, dead ass, bro. And sometimes you will have the kids that say, no, I'm just gonna take one. And then you'll have the other kids that's like, no, I want all of it. I basically want to have the whole thing. Now, do you as the parent leave it up to the children to decide what's going to happen? No, you tell them what it's going to be. You can only have one. Take two, or just take one. Right? And that's just that. Now, with women, And when it comes to men, it's like, no, y'all need to understand when to stop. And I understand it might piss them off, just like how it pisses the child off. They done ate off all the cookies and now you tell them no? They're like, what are you talking about? They're kicking, they're screaming, they're calling your names, all these stupid fat head and all, like all types of stuff. Like you never heard these words come out of your child's mouth. You're disgusted. Right? It's the same thing when it comes to these niggas. Does that mean that we have to take responsibility for their behavior? No. But I feel like a lot of women need to come to the reality that they make a lot of things their business. That's literally just not your business. It's not your business. And I'm sorry to say it so aggressively. I'm sorry. It's kind of annoying to me though. It's like, bro, that's none of your business. You feel what I'm saying? Whether or not this person ends up being who you want them to be in a year, it's none of your business. It would be nice. It would be great. That would be amazing. Still none of your business though. Can you believe it? It's none of your business. They're aware of that. They understand that you care more than they do. They understand that, you feel what I'm saying? Like, one thing women need to stop doing is questioning whether or not men understand certain things that they already do. They already understand this. They understand probably more than they've let on. Not even probably. They understand way more than they've let on. Normally, if you in a dynamic like that, they've observed almost everything about you, even the aspects about you that you think in your mind you don't have. Like how every woman think that they're an amazing woman, and it's like, no, some of y'all are not great people. This is what I'm talking about though. It starts with you as a person. Who are you as a person? How do you treat others? How do you treat yourself? This is very important. It's something that we keep overlooking like it's not important, and it is extremely important when it comes to dealing with human beings. I'm not going to say a man, or I'm not going to say a woman. When it comes to dealing with human beings that have human emotions, it is important to understand yourself. It is important to grasp the understanding of how you operate in this world, how you treat others, and how you treat yourself. You know, I've gone through phases. I even remember when I was staying with my brother at one point in time in my life. This was years ago. This is probably like 6 years ago. I remember I was going through like trying to become a better person. I had terrible anger issues, and I was one of those people that I wouldn't show my anger, but I would keep it in. And oh my god, bro, it wasn't good at all whatsoever. It was really bad. And the things that will come into my mind because I didn't express how I felt would be even worse. Like, I'd think to do some wild junk, I ain't gonna lie. And I just remember like trying to figure out like what steps to take to be better, because I was really yearning for that 1447s. I'm saying, like, when I say yearning for it, I'm not even playing. And I came across this guy that spoke of I guess the path to happiness or whatever. And he was saying like one thing you could start doing is journaling throughout your day, what's going on, what made you, like, your emotions. There's a lot of people walking around here, grown adults, that are unaware of how they feel. They don't know at every point in time throughout. They don't have an idea. You ask them, oh, how you feeling? I'm alright. They don't really know. That's the reason why they just say, I'm alright. Everyone is just limited to a few words, because if you say too much, you're talking too much. When in reality, you're just being expressive. You know, it's good to write these things down as well, so that you're able to look back at it and be like, hey, this is how I was feeling. I understand now why I felt this way or whatever. You know, and that's what I was doing. I was journaling throughout the day, because sometimes he'd piss me off. I'd be like, oh, my brother pissed me off because da-da-da-da. And I felt like I wanted to do this or blah, blah, blah. And I didn't, because I understand this, that, and also things that I was grateful for was another important thing that he asks us to write down, things that you're grateful for. So as I'm talking about all of this nastiness and how I feel and what I want to do or whatever, I have to look down for the things that I'm grateful for and be like, well, I guess it's not so bad, you know? It's like, although I'm having to experience this and hear his mouth about this or whatever, I guess it's not so bad. It helped me to find joy throughout each day, even when nothing is happening, and also to understand that even if one thing goes wrong, don't allow that to ruin everything. Everything isn't ruined because one thing went wrong. That's crazy. I think he used this analogy where he spoke of the weather. He said that there's so many people that get mad because it's raining, and he like, can you imagine that? I mean, the rain provides so much of what we need to live on this goddamn earth, and people are upset about it. But the farmer wake up in the morning sometimes when it's raining and be so happy that rain came, because then the crops is getting watered and everything. Then you have these people walking around here upset. The whole day is ruined because it started raining. Like, literally. There's people like that. And it's like, what? Like, there are people dying. Like, literally. It's not even funny. Like, there's people dying in this world. We need to focus on becoming better people for ourselves before we are expecting people to become better people for us. I know that I have a lot of work that I need to do for me. So, of course I have my opinions on niggas. Of course. The fuck? I have an opinion on a nigga all day. Right? But at the same time, I just laugh at it, because I understand that at some point you're going to be forced to grow. Whoever that person may be, whoever that man may be, you're going to be forced to grow. Regardless if that means you recognizing that you kind of fucked up your life, or you recognizing that you actually have to take the steps to make things better. And it's like, I can't get like worked up over somebody else when I could look at myself and be like, dang, I need to work on this, I need to work on that, I have to work on this. I don't care. It's like, this is what I'm talking about though. Like, this is what I mean by minding your business. Like, women really gotta start minding their business, bro. It's none of your business the work this person has to do. This is the reason why they get so worked up. When I talk about these topics and talk about the mindset of men today, I'm speaking about it because I would like for them to pinpoint that and be like, all right, let me check to see if this is something that I might have to work on. And I don't sugarcoat shit. Same way how I speak when I speak to women. Like how I just said, y'all don't mind your business. I'm dead ass. I'm like, I'm serious. We gotta start minding our business, man. It's none of your business, you know? However this person is grown, how long it takes them, it's none of your business. Another thing that's it's like the 7 deadly sins, and I remember speaking about this before. It's like the 7 deadly sins. There's so many people walking around with envy, and they're swearing up and down that they're this righteous person that doesn't feel a thing for a soul. And it's like, no, you're envious. You're envious of everything and everyone you encounter, and that's not a good way to live. There's a lot, like when I say like majority of people carry this level of envy, is really sad. Because then that means that y'all, I'm like, I like that. I'm sorry. That sounds really good. That sounds so cool. It sounds like Christmas. But I love Christmas. That's like my favorite fucking holiday. But even though like I don't celebrate any holidays, but I just love the energy. Everyone's happy. That's another fucking thing. Let's get into it. Fuck what I was about to say a second ago. Holidays. We in the holiday season right now, and everyone's forcing themselves to pretend that they're happy. And it's just like, why do we do that? That's another thing right there. Like, why do people do that? I promise you, this is me like literally every single day. I have moments where I say some real shit just like that, and then I hear something like that and I start laughing and be like, oh, it sounds Christmassy. I ain't gonna lie, that's just me. Because I understand that there's more to life, bro. Every single day there's more to life, nigga. Even if you're not doing anything. But the problem people have is they need a specific day. They need a holiday or a birthday or something like that in order to pretend like they're this jolly nice person. Can you imagine that? Like, people literally have designated specific days for them to be nice people. If there's nothing wrong with that, I don't know. Alright? I think there's something wrong with that though. Men and women have a lot of individual issues that we all need to work on, and I feel like we need to get focused on that rather than focusing on the issues that the opposite person has, unless you are in the business of helping and assisting people. Unless you're doing something like what I'm doing, you are what's it called again, a therapist or a psychiatrist, whatever. Please do not like keep doing this thing where we feeling the need to go hard and go back and forth at each other, because there's a lot of biased points of views happening here and biased opinions happening here. And the reason why is because everybody talking and don't do no self-reflection. You telling this woman that she a hoe and she don't deserve to be happy and have a happy home or whatever, and you done fucked everybody in the neighborhood as a man. Your dick is drooping, you know? And it's like niggas really be thinking that you can't tell when they done been worn down. Yes, you can. Your skin start looking leathery down there. I keep saying it. I'm sorry. I don't know why they keep... It's ridiculous. Stop doing that. It doesn't make any sense. You know, you need to be the example of what it is that you want. That doesn't make any sense. Why are we doing this? You got a woman out here talking about how they don't like a liar and all these things, but you lie about everything to yourself. To yourself. And niggas know. Every single thing that you do to appeal and get validation, and you're pretending as if, oh, I'm just doing it for me. No. People that do things for them, they don't need for people to see them doing it. Do you understand that? A lot of women need for people to see them doing something. Y'all need that shit. Y'all need for niggas to see that y'all done accomplished this, that, third, and that. Y'all need for niggas to see that if y'all broke up, that you done moved on to 2.5 and nobody cares. Even if they react in a negative way and come pop up and shoot up the place, and they still don't care. That person is psychologically disturbed, just like you. None of this is cool. None of this is cool. But we've made this like a thing now, where being a clown is cool, where speaking on things that we have yet to work on is cool, and I'm not really understanding that. It's created like this war between men and women, and half the people that's creating this war don't need to be speaking. They need to be doing the work. It's weird, bro. It's like the things that I talk about, I'm not gonna lie, like I keep saying, we don't have these stories, nigga. If I say, yo, niggas gotta stop doing this, niggas gotta stop doing that, it's either I've completely worked on it or I don't have that story to tell of me doing this. But we have a lot of people talking from spaces where it's like you ain't even start. You need to close your mouth. Women speaking about men, but you mad insecure and you don't even know yourself. Men speaking about women, but you literally have no idea of yourself. And on top of that, you a dick sucker. You have no loyalty and you a dick sucker. There's a lot of niggas walking around here with this false perception of themselves. It needs to stop. You being a dick sucker does not make you real. You sucking other niggas' dicks and not being able to speak up and speak out when you don't find something just, or when you have a difference in opinion, that doesn't make you a real nigga. You're a bozo and you a eater. Yeah. We gotta start being real, bro. And I'm not with the bring bullying back thing, but it's like, I ain't gonna lie, I keep telling niggas, you could tell when a nigga ain't never got punched in his face before, bro. You could tell when somebody ain't never got punched dead in their face before. And let me tell you what I'm talking about right now. Like, let me tell you what I'm talking about right now. And I don't mean niggas ain't never got into a fight. It's not about that. You can get into as many fights as you want. Feel me? People get punched all the time or whatever when they get into fights. It is what it is. But what I'm talking about is niggas really like fixing your shit. Feel me? Like, you could tell when a nigga ain't never got fixed in his life, bro. It's gonna take one motherfucker, bro. I'm telling you, fix your joint real quick, nigga. It's gonna take one nigga 24, 40 seconds, I say. Feel me? Open your eyes. Now you can see everything. Feel me? I'm telling you, bro. There's a lot of niggas walking around here slow, thinking that they this and they that. And it's like, you could just tell when a nigga ain't never either got into a fight before or ain't never been punched really hard in his face, if you ain't understand what I mean by fixed. Alright? You could tell. You could tell when a woman too. You could tell when a woman ain't never got punched real hard on her face before. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm saying this because there's certain ways that people behave where it's like, who raised you? You really would look at them and be like, is this how you were taught to like deal with people that you don't know? Or it'd be so scornful and disgusting, and to them it's, oh, you could tell when people ain't never got punched. I'm gonna keep saying it, nigga. You could tell. Let's go ahead and start getting into this tower. It's only gonna be like 10 minutes of tower. Let's go ahead. Probably less than that. Alright, this came out sideways. This is the Ace of Swords. So this speaks of logic and power, making a head over heart decision. Right? It also speaks of being charitable and having different ideas. This is what I was literally just talking about. When it comes to women though, making a head over heart decision and being on the fence about it because it's sideways. This is the energy in the collective of women. It's like you know better. You understand it all, right? Because y'all got women's intuition. Every woman is so smart. And they do. You know, intuition is intuition. There's no such thing as realistically like women's intuition. But intuition is intuition. People within themselves have intuition. It's a thing. But like I said, you have a lot of women that are taking up space that they don't need to be in, minding business that they don't need to be in. They understand better. They know better. They understand what they need to do when it comes to a particular individual, if it's a guy or even a girl or family or whatever. But they would just rather, because they think in their mind that they can fix everything. They're trying to fix everything even though they need to be fixing themselves. So it's like they're just gonna keep going in that loop until everyone starts hating each other and not recognizing it has nothing to do with that person. That person is just not for you. Just move on and work on yourself. Let's see what this is. Look, judgment. Yeah, it's gonna end up, and I'm sorry to say, I've been saying this for a minute now, like the way men and women are going, like the path that they're going in, because they're having a lot of resentment towards each other, instead of just saying, hey, maybe we should just take a little bit of time away from each other and like work on ourselves individually so that we can become better people, and then maybe we could get back out there and get together. Like, obviously the whole entire collective is not gonna say this, but I mean like people that are like realizing the issue, recognizing that there's a problem between the way that men and women are socializing with each other, the issues between men and women when it comes to our relationships, when it comes to our work relationships, romantic relationships, and friendships. Like, honestly, it's just getting even worse. And the reason why it's getting worse is because nobody wants to put down their sword. Everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to fight this battle. And although women might have the logical approach, even though men might disagree with that, although it's very evident that we have a more logical approach to life. Although they might have a more logical approach, mind your business. The reason why they can't mind their business is because of desperation. This is another thing that women do not like to admit. They don't like to admit that they're being very desperate. They want something right now. It needs to happen right now. They're getting old. They possibly can't have kids in a couple years. I need this to happen now. So now I'm going to force this man that did not show up as the person that I need to be what I need, even though they are not ready. Let's just keep playing this game, huh? It's like, just going to keep playing this foolish game. I don't know. Is this foolish? I don't know, God. And I've been here, so I'm not, Okay, this is the King of Pentacles in reverse. And what this is telling me is that men in general in this country, this state, I'm not trying to shit or anything like that. They're not necessarily the breadwinners. This is also an issue that's occurring right now. Men aren't being the breadwinners in their home, especially when it comes to the black community. I'm not sure what is happening statistically when it comes to men versus women, like on the financial spectrum, but like I'm also getting that a lot of men would be stripped away from financially because of their approach. What approach? Approach to what? They're being stripped away from financially. Emotions. Ooh. I'm sorry. A lot of men are being stripped away from financially because their approach when it comes to their emotional well-being. This is the King of Cups here, which is somebody that's balanced emotionally. I just asked why King of Cups came out. They're not balancing themselves out emotionally. They're just focusing on the financial gain, the material. When it comes to the King of Pentacles, this is earth energy. Earth sign energy is of worldly things, physical things, objects, material, and all that shit, like cars and clothes. And their judgment is being called on both. This is what I'm talking about. Women don't want to put down their sword. Men don't want to put down their sword. Everybody fighting each other when they individually have shit they need to work on. It's like, what? Niggas need to work on shit. Hangman. Look at the world from a different perspective. Waiting, sacrifice, hesitation, suspension, and recalibration. Things are being recalibrated at this time. But the thing is that something will have to be sacrificed in order for things to be balanced out. And what's going to be sacrificed is a lot of people's egos. What's going to be sacrificed is a lot of people's egos. You know what that means? Because I remember talking about the Hunger Games a couple months ago. I remember saying this. Welcome to the Hunger Games. Like, it's going to be 2025 and it's going to last for about, what was it? I think it's 40 something years or something like that. Yeah. So if you don't care about getting your ego in check, trust and believe me, God will. Just like, He will. God will make sure your ego get in check. Alright? Alright? And if not, you're also appointing yourself as like a sacrificial lamb as well. Meaning that you are willing to sacrifice everything around you for your ego, if in case you don't want to work on it. That's basically what the times that we getting into right now, 2025 and forward. If you feel like you don't want to sacrifice your ego, then everything around you will be sacrificed. It's very simple. You choose what you want. Look, it's very simple with the strength card. It's very simple, right? You're gonna have to be very strong. Hopefully, you have like a lot of inner power. The strength card also represents like a rebirth, karma, and shit like that. So what you put out, what you get back. I've been talking about this for months, almost a year now. People are going to be receiving karma. Yeah, it's very simple and straightforward. What's this? Look sideways. Let's see. Look back at what you have achieved and set new goals. This came out sideways. And this is also earth energy as well. They're telling you right now, and I'm not trying to shit on nobody, but it's like the work that people have done is like kind of shit. And when I'm saying that, I'm talking about like niggas was spending time like working on the material shit is what I'm talking about, but not working on the inside, like working on self. It's important. It is important. And if you don't think it's important, you are going to find out why it's important. Cause you gonna need that. You gonna need that inner strength. I'm telling you. People are gonna need that in these coming times. I don't know if you haven't been realizing like what's happening in this world already. I've been saying it, but it's like, well, we all have been saying it. Look, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, which is not good, right? Three of Swords in reverse. So it's either you release this, it's either you release and have forgiveness, recover, figure some shit out, and you're being also asked, like the collective is being asked to take time to themselves. They need to take time away to themselves. They need to figure something out when it comes to self, because for a lot of people, the thing that they desire the most, the material, the money, the whatever, is going to be taken away from you and given to the people that took the time to focus on this, to focus on themselves, to focus on the inner healing, to look back at their childhood trauma. It's going to be taken from you and given to those people. Not like, oh, they're literally, you gonna see niggas coming from the sky and be like, yo, let me hold that real quick, let me hold that, and giving it to another nigga. No. But it's just like, you won't receive. You won't receive. You'll start looking around and being like, dang, I thought this was gonna happen, I thought that was gonna happen, and it just doesn't. And then you start looking at other people and you're like, dang, how come this happened for them? Because they put in the work. You thought they wasn't putting in the work because they didn't have new shoes and a new car, but they was putting in the work. What work have you put in? But I hear that a lot of y'all keep, and this is what I'm talking about, these be the people that they not in the business, right, of doing what I do and trying to help people when it comes to the way that they move in this world. They're not in the business of that, but they're in the business of having strong opinions and feeling the need to speak on them without care. I want women to change, so I'm gonna go into this forum that's about women development and shit, and try to make a point, even though I don't really give a fuck. But it's like, my nigga, you can't do stuff like that. Do you understand how detrimental that is to the way that we're moving socially as people, bro? When you speaking on stuff you don't give a fuck about. You don't care about women being better people. You don't care about men being better people, but you just want to talk about it. You care about that one specific bitch or that one specific nigga. It's not happening. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. That's the problem, nigga. Look. Don't let your focus close you to new ideas. Look at how the divine is trying to show this person something, and they sitting on their arms folded, not interested in listening or looking. People have been being told this for a little bit. They've been getting told this for a little bit. The star is at the bottom of the deck. They've been getting told this for a little bit. These opportunities will be given to the people that's deserving of it. The people that did the healing, bro. I'm telling you, nigga. Look, unexpected help is what these people gonna get. And you know what the other half is gonna get? Everything taken away little by little, one by one, because this was so important. It was so important to focus on this. People were laughing at people that were doing inner work, healing like childhood traumas and shit like that. People were laughing at people like that, but judgment is going to be called. Let's see how funny it is. And it's so funny because the King of Pentacles is the 5, and also the King of Cups is the 5, which represents 10 endings and shit like that. But what I got from this was that, like, the King of Cups, well, the King of Pentacles needs the King of Cups in order to balance out financially. If you don't have your emotional state, understanding of self, you ain't keeping nothing you got. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're not keeping that. You're gonna have to keep figuring out the next thing. What can I do next? Can I do this? Those are usually like people that be doing like pyramid schemes and shit like that. I don't know if that's significant for somebody. Niggas that be partaking in pyramid schemes and shit. Like that. And it's cause they don't have that King of Cups balanced out. When you missing the King of Cups and you only got the King of Pentacles, nigga, I don't know, bro. And look, this is how niggas was. It was all up in there, nigga. Like, yo, let me get this, let me get that, let me get this, let me get... I got money here, I got money there. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. Feel me? That's all they cared about. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like there's more importance in having that cup than having that pentacle. I'm telling you, because with that cup, you could get that pentacle. With that pentacle, you can't just get that cup, nigga. Deadass, bro. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, like, it's kind of like for example, and I don't want to use homeless people as an example to try and like shit on them or anything. I'm just using it as an example. Like a homeless person, right? I'm trying to figure out what because I was about to say some wild joy. Hold on. Let me see what example I could use. Yeah, because I literally said to myself, like, I can't just give that disclaimer and say some wild shit after. Like this. Alright. So, say you're a businessman or whatever, right? You running a business or whatnot. And this happens often, obviously. And you feel me? You have your money together. Everything's together with money. But when it comes to the emotional aspect, you don't really have that together. What that does is keep you in check, though. When it comes to the balance of emotions, it keeps that ego in check a little bit, right? That's balancing out your mind and your heart. You feel what I'm saying? Balancing out both things. I don't know why I just pointed to my stomach when I said my heart. But anyways, it's balancing out both of those areas, alright? And when you're able to balance out both of those areas, more comes from it. More money accumulates from it. More business ideas, more opportunities. But when you just have that money, the only thing you can do is just invest. The only thing you can do is invest. Put your money where your mouth is or whatever. And that's cool. That's amazing. That's amazing. But when the heart isn't involved, you investing in shit that you don't care about sometimes. You investing in things. And when I say invest, I mean that either physically or financially, right? Because there's the mind and the heart isn't connected without the King of Cups. So you invest in your physical and your financial resources into places and things that you don't even need to be in. And God knows what could have came out of you balancing that mind and that heart space, because nigga, if you had focused on that first, that money would have been came. The money would have came, and on top of that, you would have knew exactly what to invest in. You would have knew exactly what spaces to be in or to not be in. And guess what happens when you don't really have an idea of that? Things end up crumbling. Because guess what's on the bottom of the deck? Because I seen it a second ago. I was like, look, see? That's what ends up happening. The death. Things end up crumbling and failing and falling. I see people falling at the feet of death. And it's not to say in like a crazy way like somebody's going to die, because that's not at all what I'm getting. But I'm feeling like things are going to be failing for a lot of people. People are going to have to go through kind of like a Hunger Games kind of situation, where everyone's kind of watching them to see if they're able to have the strength that other people had when they had to go through that dark night of the soul, which is what we call it, 47 on the clock, as I'm saying it. When you have to do that soul searching and actually look in yourself and say, hey, I need to work on this, I need to do that, I need to do that. Where do I start? You feel what I'm saying? That's soul searching. And it's not easy. It's as hard as it is trying to make that bread. That's what niggas don't understand. They think, oh, that's nothing. Niggas just hanging out all day. Just, nah. Niggas is taking time to themselves. Watering their own grass, nigga, is what they doing. Making sure that their mental health is good. Making sure that their physical health is good. Making sure their emotional health is good. So that they could be able to continue pulling in that pinnacle. This fucked up, the pinnacle it's gonna go at some point. It's not going to be long term. It's going to be short term and short lived. Right? It's the last card I'm gonna pull. Let's see what else. Last card. Last card here. I don't know if I told niggas I do a little English accent sometimes. And I'll be doing a mean Steve Wilkos too. Like, get off my stage. Be doing a mean Steve Wilkos, alright? Come on now. Alright. That flipped over. This is justice again. Judgment and justice. Yeah, I'm just ending this out. It's like, this is the truth. Everything I said was the truth. This was clarity about a lot of what's going on. People need to start taking accountability for what they're doing. How are you contributing to this collective? And making sure that individually you're doing your part. And you're making sure that the opposite gender, and also yours, the gender that you're a part of, is feeling accepted, safe, and they're also feeling as if there's room for them to grow. If people don't feel like there's room for them to grow, then they probably just will stop caring. It's kind of like somebody apologizing, and it's like somebody wants them to beg or something. Like, you want somebody to beg when they're already apologizing to you for something a billion times already. And it comes to a point where they stop giving a fuck and they're like, alright, fuck you then. You know, and I'm not saying that's what women are doing. But it's like you really need to be more comfortable with yourself. And focusing, you need to be comfortable focusing on yourself, so you're not so worried about the state of niggas. And nigga, I'm sure if women was more focused on themselves, they would be like, where the damn bitches at? Nigga, there ain't no damn bitches out here. I need to start fixing myself up. Because back in the day, guess what they did? In order to court a woman, you needed to smell nice, look nice. You had to have a nice haircut. You needed to have a good paying job. There was so many requirements. There's none now. You could go on Pornhub. There's 15,000 bitches on there. Go on OnlyFans. There's a billion bitches on there. There's no value anymore. And yes, I can blame men for that, for their desire in women, but the reality of it is that they desire women. If they set up a thing where women can get paid out by billionaires every single day for doing nothing but showing their face, which they do have that, I'm positively sure women would be jumping with joy, right? And they probably would keep abusing that. they probably would keep abusing that. They probably would feel no need to give these men any real attention, or nigga, they would probably get so lazy with it, they start taking other bitches' pictures just so they could get the money. Deadass. And like I said, this is not me blaming any specific one, group. No. We both have things that we need to work on. If you are contributing to the problem, you are just contributing to the problem. I don't need to hear men that's walking around cheating and being liars and being manipulative talking about women and how they're whores, and you don't have any space to speak on this topic. You need to go work on yourself. I don't want to hear women that lie to themselves all day talking to me about niggas that lie. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's just me, but that's kind of crazy. I'm about to leave that though. It's been nice. It's been nice.
Come on, where's the trust?